Hello and welcome back to the A&R Podcast. I'm your co-host Ryan,
And I'm your other co-host, Addison.
and here today we are reviewing The Politician Season 2. In Season 2 of The Politician, it follows Payton Hobart again as he goes up against Standish for the position of State Senator of New York. There's lots of twists, turns, and way too many political lines in here that's just insane. So let's get right into it. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we should start on something lighter because the dialogue is something I really want to talk about. Just the way that everyone dresses is just it's obviously they're rich, so I get the fact that they're wearing all this nice stuff, but it's just stop flexing on me so hard. All of y'all look so nice.
Yeah, true. They do look really nice. And plus, isn't Peyton disowned at this point?
I know, right?
By his rich family?
How is he still making all this money? Same with Georgina.
Yeah, wait, how is she making money?
Yeah, she gave all the all her money from all her jewelry and clothes from season 1 to everyone or a program that deals with kids who are, or not kids, but people who are affected by Munchausen by proxy. So I'm like, wait, how are y'all rich?
Yeah.
Georgina, I kind of get it because it said that she was dating some woman, some famous woman. I think it was that woman was playing herself. And so Georgina was staying in her house. But Peyton,
It doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense that maybe his dad is paying for his college, but other than that, I don't think he's doing giving them money for clothes and stuff and fancy food.
Yeah. And what's interesting about it is actually, it's personally for me, James needs a wardrobe update. He's so basic. I'm like,
so
aren't you rich? Get better clothes. Payne is literally having better and newer outfits than you, and you are rich, and he is
Basics
poor.
are so good though. They're probably expensive basics.
I don't know. It's he kind of sticks out because he's always wearing just a collared shirt, a button-up collared shirt with a tie and black pants, and I'm like,
yeah.
change it up, sir.
I think it should. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I liked McAfee again because she always had something new on.
She is kind of cool. She's kind of somewhat hip.
Mm-hmm. I always when she wears the glasses, even though she obviously does not need them.
Oh yeah, huh? I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. With Infinity, I have this vibe from her that she's still just dressing like a child, but how a child wants to dress older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just her outfits seem too funky, too bright, too colorful. Maybe she just likes colors. You know what?
Too bright.
Never mind. Yeah. Plus, okay. I wonder if those clothes are sustainable.
Ooh, true.
I know. I'm thinking is she getting those clothes from a thrift store? I highly doubt it. Is there expensive brands that make clothes sustainably? Yeah, but also I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at one of the pictures of her when she's at one of her climate rallies, and she's wearing this coat. It looks like a blanket. And that's how soft it looks. I'm like, is that sustainable?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, also is she totally zero waste? Is she using toilet paper? That's what I want to know. Why didn't she bring up toilet paper to anybody? She probably just didn't want it. I mean, okay.
I guess that is true because
that's what I always want to know about people who do sustainability, toilet paper. What do you do? I heard
I,
one person
I,
say, like, I always use one square, but, like, that's not zero waste.
that's one. Like,
That's
okay,
one waste.
this is gross, but in theory, you could use something like a napkin or like a handkerchief of some sort.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
like I guess as long as you like wash in like the river or something, I don't know.
The river, yeah.
The river and
She
you're like
goes to the
washing.
river. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's gonna go to the East River, just sploosh sploosh.
Yeah. And also, okay, why does she tell the people like on their plan to well, first of all, why does she only give the plan to two of the team? And
Yeah,
then
that was
and then
interesting.
another thing is why does she make them drink the gray water instead of like buy some plants and plant and water the plants with it? Because like that's still sustainable, and I mean
True.
you're watering plants and not
Yeah.
drinking your booty water, as Sky called it.
Uh-huh. And like boiling it is in fact not zero waste because you're
Yeah.
because first off you're using energy, second off you're releasing carbon monoxide into the air, which I think is actually quite interesting. Like how they I want to say they brush by it, but they kind of don't point it out. Like with how there's only 7 episodes this season, so one less than season one.
Mhm.
Everything is very fast. And it's like
Yeah.
you
They,
kind of
they don't expand on a lot of things.
yeah. It's like yeah. Like it's very quick and it's so there's so much crazy stuff that happens that like it's like a blink and you'll miss it cuz like in the episode which like Infinity goes all crazy cancel culture. In that episode, you learn about like all that. But
Mm.
then right after that, you learn that Payton is well. I don't even know. I don't even know how you would describe him. I think it's just weird. Um,
um.
where he's like wearing the Native American headdress and then a
Oh yeah. It was
speedo.
Geronimo.
Yeah, I was like, wait, can we go back to like the other thing and like not have to deal with Payton possibly being a
I totally
racist,
forgot about this whole thing.
which like
And
it's like
like
kind of interesting.
it's so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Cause
his whole plan with that was just to get McAfee into their office? Was that the whole plan of why to make that
I
photo?
I don't know, and that was like a really confusing plan because the
It's
way
so confusing.
there were two ways that it was seen. The first one was that Alice was the one who took the photo and sent
Mhm.
it to Didi and Hadassah, but then you learn that was Peyton who took the photo.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very confusing because like they obviously knew about it because Alice took the photo and shared it with everyone because they were all gonna like give him like an intervention about him being possibly and like crazy
Like
for
some Geronimo fetish. Oh god.
that
That
was
was a really funny
what
meeting. They're like, we were just like worried. Like, what is this? Should we like talk to you about it?
do, do you sometimes have the speedo on or is it all the
Yeah.
time? I was like,
I
what?
love that. I think it's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
Um,
I don't know. I feel like obviously because okay, so Ryan Murphy obviously created the show and he's a very powerful person in the entertainment industry. Honestly, I kind of wish that there were 10 episodes because I feel like they should have expanded more on this. Because the fact that like I kind of get it in the episode cancel culture, they want to do everything that make that like kind of like gets people to be quote canceled. But like it was interesting that half the episode was taken up with like um environmental stuff because if someone isn't environmental that doesn't mean that they're going to get canceled.
mhm.
Like
Yeah, true.
I don't know, it was really weird. I think they should have spent more time the Geronimo stuff and kind of like looked into that because obviously the whole idea of cancel culture obviously is way bigger than me or you. But like personally, in my opinion, I kind of wish they went into it and kind of made Payton realize. Like, I feel like this should have been something that he does, like, because that's what he does, and then he gets called out on it, and then he kind of realizes how bad it is. Like, yes, the show is a satire, so obviously it's going to satirize things, but it was a very weird direction to make it seem like him being like a Geronimo fetishizer, I guess,
Yeah.
was part of his plan.
I don't. What?
Like,
I feel like that. I mean, in theory, that got like McAfee to be friends with I forget her name.
Hadassah.
Dee Dee. Yeah, Hadassah's to Hadassah. Um, it got her to be friends with Hadassah. So like, I guess that could have been like the idea, but also, I mean, why?
Yeah,
They shouldn't have spent time on this. I mean, maybe it was like a diversion to get them to focus on this instead of something else. Like
possibly.
his, I
Hmm.
don't know, climate stuff?
Yeah.
What?
Like, and then when Sky does call him out for it, like,
Hmm.
it was weird because it's like she's calling him, like, she called him out because he did it when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what year the show takes place in. Obviously, it's the modern era, but I don't know like specifically when. Um, like they have AirPods, so like whenever AirPods came out, like 2018, something like that. Because
I
they didn't
think
have it
they
in
came
season,
out like in 2017.
maybe. So yes, point is the modern era. So obviously,
Yeah.
Payne doing that was very recent. So like when Sky calls him out on it, I feel like they should have given more to Sky calling that because it was more of like kind of like a passing line. Well, not like a passing line. I shouldn't say that because
Hmm.
obviously I myself am white, so I am obviously probably very blinded when it comes to this stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna try to tread lightly and hopefully personally not literally get canceled. Um, But I feel like they should have given more to Sky when she explains it to Peyton because I feel like it's kind of Sky explaining it to the camera. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're not looking at the
True.
camera, but like they should have given more to Sky being maybe
Hmm.
like when because they're like okay, and as your apology, you're gonna I think they said that Payne was gonna go canvas black and brown poor neighborhoods or something like that,
Hmm.
uh, as retribution or something like that. I feel like they should have shown that, and then Sky gets more time to talk about what Payne did was wrong and like how that just
Yeah.
even subtly affects like common society,
Oh.
especially right now. Obviously, I don't want to get political, even though we're talking about a political show, but like
Yeah.
ideas that have like when slavery was abolished in quotes, obviously people can't see me, but it's in quotes 400 years ago, and then like even 400 years from now there's still all these racist ideologies, and like people are doing still they're doing blackface and stuff like that, and it's just like because they think it's okay because they're not being told that's not okay, and like this show should have given more time to tell people no, this is not okay. Look what you're literally doing. You're hurting everyone. You're
Yeah.
obviously especially hurting the people who are being affected by this, the minority group. So I don't know. That's just my opinion
Yeah.
about it. Like that also ties into why I hate Peyton so much.
Oh my gosh.
I just like he's like, oh, I have emotions now. Like when we learn that he's not gonna run the thruple story with the Times and then James does it, like I'm like, do you want a cookie? Do you want me to thank you? Like, you still
Oh man.
suck as a human being. You like Payton, though, don't you?
I I think I do. Yeah, I don't think he's too bad.
Explain.
I think
Explain.
okay, obviously he's a politician. Um
And all politicians are bad.
I mean, not that all politicians are bad, but he acts like
Mhm.
it, and he's also rich. So like he's got all this, I
Or
guess,
he used to be
self-righteousness going
rich.
for him. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he used to be rich. He has all this self-righteousness going for him, and I guess he was just kind of born to be that way. But he is not he isn't focusing on bad issues. He's focusing on really good issues.
Hmm.
um and is willing to like go, oh, this is what the people want, I will give it to them, and he's
Hmm.
looking at the right people. So you know, um I like that.
Hmm.
I I like that he does what we need.
Personally, for me, like, it's explained in the episode, The Voters, when he talks to Jane when they're setting up the little tent pole thing. Um, it's not that he doesn't care, but
Mhm.
it's just like he doesn't care in the sense of he'll play whatever card he needs to play that will get the most people to like him.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
I think
like,
that is
it's
part of it.
slimy because when you look at it, what does Payton like? He likes politics, but like, what else? He likes winning.
He does, yeah.
Like, what else? Like, he said himself, he's like, oh, if it was guns or something else, I would do whatever is necessary, but climate change gets like the most amount of people or something like that. And I think that was kind of in season one. It's like repeating itself in season, like, I feel like he obviously cared more in season one.
Yeah.
I'm referencing when he wanted to change the gun law from being further than 1,000 feet because I
Oh yeah,
feel
yeah.
kind of knew that was the best play to go because River had died by shooting himself. So he's like, okay, if I kind of, not in a sense like use uh River's death, but he kind of does. He's like, ooh, yeah, we don't want to be like River and kill ourselves.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna do that because it's like nothing like it's like he doesn't show concern outside of a political stance.
Yeah, yeah. I
Climate
mean,
because he doesn't care. Like
okay.
that's
So
why I like
the
Astrid.
that's why I like Astrid. Astrid should have become the senator.
Should.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Um I'm thinking that, yeah, I mean, so there are people in politics who just focus on the minority, but I don't know. It's really complicated because the
Yeah.
majority could also be wrong in the wrong sometimes. Yeah, never mind. Uh,
See, this like that's why I like Astrid the most because I would like Alice, but then oh my god, Alice, I got a love-hate relationship with her because like
yeah,
season one, I thought that she was kind of stone cold, that she was also like Payne where she was emotionally turned off, and then in season two, I kind of thought that where she's like, okay, Payne, we're gonna hook up with Astrid, make sure that she doesn't snitch on us, which I was like,
yeah,
okay, that's cool, but then you learn that like she has so many feelings and it's just more that she's not emotionally turned off, but that she kind of like buries her emotions for Payne. And that's
yeah,
like another reason why I don't like Payne because he just steam plows ahead and he doesn't care. Because like I think this is a really good thing that they did show, and I feel like it's something that you could rewatch and you really look at it. But Peyton and Alice are in a toxic relationship.
Mhm.
It's kind, I want to say verbally abusive, because obviously he's never verbally abusive, but he's verbally manipulative, because especially in episode 8 of season 1, where they're at the coffee shop and he's like, you don't love him, you love me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
will never
that's
love
not
him,
great.
you'll love me. I was like,
Okay, I see
no.
now.
And then later in, I think it was episode 6, What's in the Box, when Alice is like, what'd she say? She said something about how if she wanted to do something, would Payne put everything aside to, I guess, help her? And he literally stutters on the question. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is your girlfriend, who is your fiance now, who has literally devoted, from what it seems like, her whole life to you. High
Yeah.
school, she did what you said. She literally committed a crime for you.
Mhm.
Like, in crime as in, it's illegal to lie. Obviously, Ryan, it's illegal to lie during a
Yeah.
polygraph test. But yeah, she committed a crime for him. Season 2, she gets back with him because I think Alice possibly might. Like, obviously she breaks it off in like the second to last episode, What's in the Box. But I think Alice has maybe some sort of possible like Stockholm syndrome, maybe. I really hope I'm using that term correctly.
Define it for us.
Yes, I shall, just so everyone knows what I'm talking about. Stockholm syndrome. Um, so it's the feelings of trust or affection felt in many cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards a captor. So obviously not like the best word to use, but that's like kind of like the closest I could think of. That
Yeah.
Payton is kind of controlling her and pulling her strings, and she's just doing what he asks of her, which was like,
Yeah.
mm,
I think Peyton might just be too, I guess, analytical, where he's too focused on, I don't know, is superficial the right word? Superficial things where they're like not,
mm-hmm,
I mean, I guess it's important, just
yeah,
it's not human.
mm-hmm.
He's
'Cause,
too focused on not being a human and instead being like a computer, I guess, like
yeah, like what will
a
I need to do
system.
to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Hmm.
is again interesting because he's like, oh, what about if I get back into politics and I lose my emotions again? I
Yeah.
feel I feel like there should have been more to that. Like we
Yeah.
should have seen him possibly, because where Alice says something along the lines of, this is kind of who you are. You're not exactly you're not the moral or ethical person, but
Hmm.
that's kind of who you are. I feel like that should have been seen more through Payne's perspective, where he starts to fall back into this political like computer that like you were
Yeah.
talking about, and he's kind of like, okay, I'm becoming very emotionless, I need to do something. And maybe there should have been like a scene where he goes to like therapy or something like that. I don't know, because like,
Yeah. True.
and
True.
it seems, because Georgina says it again, she's like, this is kind of who you are. And I
Hmm.
think it was her, maybe it was Payne, who said, oh, that's why you're afraid of my ambition, because I will do anything,
Oh yeah.
break any moral, not follow any ethic, but do whatever it takes. And no, like,
Yeah.
I feel like more people should have abandoned
Oh
him,
yeah.
because
Just
it's
like what his
like,
mom said, where she's all like, "Yeah, no, you just like getting away with things. Like
yeah, I
that's
was
just who
like,
you are." Oh
Like,
gosh.
and then, like, because it's like, you think more and more, okay, so why does she love him more than the two sons? Because, yes, obviously the two sons are quite literal douchebags.
Yeah.
But Payne's worse. He's kind of more like a fox in a sheepskin.
Hmm.
That's what I kind of see him as.
That is very interesting, and that makes a lot of sense.
Because and that's why I like Astrid. Because I feel like Astrid is the only. I shouldn't say she's the only good character. Because obviously they're all good. I like Payne in the sense that he is complex. I don't like him as a person. Like people will say, like another example could be like the show Euphoria. People will say I like Nate Jacobs because he's complex, but I don't like him because he's literally Satan. Something like
Yeah.
that. But anyways, like back to Astrid, because she's like relatable, because she kind of has morals, she kind of has ethics. She'll kind of play to whoever kind of will give her the best deal, which is
Yeah.
interesting. But she like at least gets kind of like she's on this journey of self-discovery. Where in the last episode she goes to some farm cult thing that looked like it was like pulled out
It's not a
Midsommar.
cult.
Yes, it is. It's
No,
such a
it's
cult.
not. It's not a cult. Dude, a cult. Okay. A cult should be manipulating people. They're not manipulating people. It's just a retreat.
Mm, looks like a scary retreat. Anyways, though, like I forget what happens to Asher, because Asher does not get that much time in season 2, which I was actually really sad about. It seems like some of the characters
Yeah.
are there, but they're not there.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
Infinity and Astrid are just there to be there, but they don't really have a plot, which is really weird. And I
Yeah,
feel
the
like they could
thing
have. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say also the thing where they just brought back like too many here. Why did they bring back the girl from like Astrid's campaign? Why? Like she
Chris.
did nothing. Yeah.
I feel like that was a good good bringing her back, because she was just there for more or less the opening scene, so it was kind of like a funny callback.
Mm. Oh, wow. That makes
Same with like
sense.
Ricardo, because at least when they're there, okay,
I mean,
Chris
Ricardo
doesn't really.
makes sense.
Yeah, Ricardo makes sense, but Chris, she doesn't exactly service the plot, but
Yeah,
she's
she
not
does.
like there to just be there. Like it makes sense for her to be on screen in
Hmm.
a sense. But like, okay, anyways, back to Astrid and why I think Astrid's the best character.
Oh my gosh.
Because she's like the reverse of Payne. She's like a sheep in kind of a wolf skin, because she acts like she's all cold and mean and whatever,
Mm.
but she's really not. She
Yeah.
she's kind of broken. She's trying to find herself, and like obviously Payne and Alice take advantage of that, which I was like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
boy.
true.
Which this is literally another show that's gonna get cataloged as I like pretty much all the female characters. Most male characters can die, because James
Yeah.
James is a little interesting. I like James is a little slimy, but like
Slimy.
he's a slime boy. Like I didn't like the fact that he went to the Times. That was
Yeah.
not cool of him.
Yeah.
Which like and what was really interesting, and another reason why I hate Payne so much, because in episode 8 of season 1, and then in the first few episodes of season 2, I was like, okay, Didi and Hadassah kind of suck. Especially when Hadassah goes off on Didi for being in the throuple. I was a little like,
Yeah.
okay,
That was bad.
Hadassah, can you stop being so mean? But then by the end, I was like, Didi and Hadassah are the best characters.
Oh, that's
That
a
was
statement.
like okay, Didi was the best. This
Okay.
is why I liked. So she's obviously fighting for change, which is good, and she's a smart woman. She's smart. she knows how to play politics, but she also knows how to tap into her emotions as well. And she's obviously very fearless because with the whole thruppling thing, she's honest about it. And obviously in our very binary climate, if a politician came out and like, oh, I'm in a thruple, canceled.
Yeah, canceled.
Like immediately. So I like how she has the bravery to literally be herself. And especially she was right, as a woman who's older, that's
Yeah.
especially looked down on. And just in general, as a woman, it's looked down on because women, she would be seen like as a slut or a whore or whatever. Which, so yeah, I really like how she has lots of bravery to come out like that.
Yeah.
And then why I also like her is because when she kind of realizes that she messed up, or not like messed up, but she kind of realizes that Payton is better suited for the job. Like he gets what the people, I shouldn't say gets what the people want, but he knows what the people want, and he knows how to play to their interests, and he knows what to do to fix the world, pretty much. She literally gives him the position. Like it's like a very good, what do I want to say?
Oh yeah.
I kind
That was a
of want to
good move.
compare it to like an apology in a sense, where like this is gonna be a bad analogy, but I hope this works. Her messing up is just her in the first few episodes where she's still fighting Payton. When she realizes the problem, I think that's in episode 5 and 6. She identifies the problem, and then in 7, and this is let me teach you how to apologize, people. You go back to what you messed up on and you point that out. You be specific. You see your error of the ways, which is what Dee Dee does. She's like, I realize now that Payton is obviously more progressive, and he obviously kind of knows what he's doing, and she gives him the position. Because obviously, so yeah. Was that a bad analogy? I don't know.
No, I think that that's probably what was happening, is that it was just an apology type situation.
So that's why I really liked her. Also, I thought, like, she was never mean to anyone, really. Like, her meanest thing, I think
she was mean to the planet. Did you hear her say that she doesn't care?
Wait, did she actually say that?
I'm pretty sure she said she didn't care, like, that they don't have recycling, and then she's like, well, the recycling is shit or something like that, and like, dude, then fix it.
Sherry.
Was it Sherry?
I thought that was like Sherry or Hadassah.
I thought it was like the both of them. I thought she asked like, do you have recycling here or whatever, and they're like, no.
She as in oh my god, that woman,
Dee Dee?
the mom. Are you talking about the mom?
Oh, the mom was asking them. Yeah.
Whatever her name was, it was like, ooh, something with like an A or something. I don't know. It was Jane.
Astrid,
no. It's close to that. Oh my god. I don't even know. I forget. But yeah, it was Jane and the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like,
I feel like they just weren't doing a good job. I don't know. I just really kind of wrote them off at the end, Dee Dee and Hadassah, because like, in their whole thing, because like they were being so careless, I guess, and like rude, and like, I guess self-righteous, where they're like, come on, like, why didn't you bring my walking shoes? Like, dude, you don't need walking shoes to walk. And plus, like, you're
maybe Dee Dee did.
Construction thing.
You don't know, Addie. Like,
okay.
Maybe she has foot problems.
Maybe she has foot problems. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they just weren't being very nice, especially about like what their citizens care about.
I see. I understand your point. Yeah, they could be like a little mean, but I do. That is kind of why I do like it, because it shows where they were mean, but they
Mhm.
go full circle. So that's why I really liked it, because I feel like Payton, maybe that is like the whole critique of Payton. So maybe he could be the best character of, he just hits the last point. He can't hit the last point because he's, I guess as you learn, he's not actually bisexual, which I was like,
Oh yeah.
sadness. Um,
Sadness.
which is like, so he's a straight white privileged male who's obviously got some money or something like that.
Mhm.
So he really can't, or not he can't. He doesn't need to better himself because, like, that's just kind of like, it seems like that's kind of how the world works. He doesn't need to better himself for other people because, I don't
Yeah.
know where I'm trying to go with the point.
I get it.
Maybe that could be the critique of Payton. And I feel
Mhm.
like that would be a really good critique, but I feel like they should dig into that more. Like someone should literally say, you don't have to change because that's you. But the worst part about this is you choose not to change for the better. I think
Yeah.
that is something that they should have said or something like that. Obviously, maybe that is something that could be said in season 3. And speaking of season 3,
Oh god.
theories of the show. Just,
Um.
okay. I just, for the thrupling, there were so many, like, I just, for, what am I trying to say? When Payne and Alice and Astrid all started to be a thruple, or I guess it was more of like a threesome because, like,
Yeah. It
Alice
wasn't
and
really a couple.
Payne weren't, or sorry, not Alice, Astrid and Payne weren't dating. It just, that was weird because it's like, wouldn't, like, because you're going to try to expel someone else for being in a throuple, so maybe you shouldn't do that either. So my theory is that I think Astrid might expose them in season 3, because also they never talked about Infinity's cancer scandal, which, like, I think I already said this before
Yeah.
in our
She has
podcast
a book about
last
it.
week. Yeah, like, but it's like, I feel like someone should have been like, well, he kind of just does whatever he wants, and
Mm. I mean,
like
he
he'll
told her
get
at
no
one point though.
repercussions or something like that, and then someone will kind of use that as like a driving point possibly for the next season, where they're like, can you even
Oh
trust this
yeah.
man? Maybe he has more skeletons in the closet. Maybe he just is being friendly to the people that he's wronged to make it seem like he's an angel. Because obviously, yes, he now does, technically, depending on what you call a skeleton in the closet, he does. Because, the part where he was in the threesome with Alice and Astrid, where he almost had a threesome with Astrid
But
and River, which I feel like someone could spin it, because obviously I'm not a political man, so obviously I don't know how it would fare. But queer people in politics, especially high-powered positions, is very
mhm.
hard to see. So, like, I feel like
Yeah.
someone could somehow spin it
I
as
mean, but
though
like then
Payne.
somebody could spin his mom, right? Because his mom was literally in a relationship with a woman and literally left
Mhm.
her husband for her. And almost killed
Yeah,
her husband over it. I mean, like not literally killed, but he nearly killed
he tried to
himself
kill
over it.
himself. Yeah, like, but yeah, I do agree. But like, see, that's where the difference between Georgina and Payton is. Georgina's where she has the 98% vote for her, because
Mhm.
she's just such like a ray of sunshine.
She
Because
is, yeah.
we learn in both season 1 and season 2, Payton is disliked by a good percentage of people.
Mhm.
Like, so I feel like if they took this to a national
Yeah.
level, I don't know, maybe, especially with the fact that, so he was in New York, and that's a very liberal place.
Yeah. That's what I'm
But
thinking. Like they don't really talk about the right all that much
yeah, which
because
I
except for the
mhm,
one guy who literally just mentions that he said that he was against abortion, against abortion to be friendly with them, but he is for it.
Yeah.
But like that, there really is no perspective of the other side.
Mm-hmm. Which obviously there's going to be that in season 3
There
because,
has to be.
like, Republican ticket.
Mhm.
So like it would be very interesting to see what the right, especially conservative side of the right, thinks about Payton, and especially with, because, well, but that's like kind of where my point falters as well, because if Georgina got 98% approval as president, then like would that fare well for Payton and Didi? Like I think yes, but I also think no. No, because like as they keep saying, Georgina is this beautifully attractive, soulful, whatever woman, and she's liked by everyone and whatever.
Yeah.
And then they keep saying how Didi is this old woman and like people don't like her because she's an old polyamorous woman. I'm like, that is true because like again, I'm not political, but just from like what I've watched and from what I have watched and from what I have learned, women in politics, it does seem the more attractive you are, the more you're liked more, and it does not matter what your values are. And people obviously like young, attractive women. That's I think Georgina got the position of president. So like I feel like that could be very hard for Didi and Payton. I don't know. Another theory. May I interject another theory?
Okay.
So I feel like when they do this, and there's gonna obviously the quote antagonist is gonna be a right person, someone on the right. I like to play devil's advocate. It'd be very interesting to see if they satirize. So they satirize the right, but they also point out points that the right is correct about. I'm not sure if there are any. There probably are. There are probably good reasons to be on the right and good reasons to be on the left. And it obviously depends on who you are as a person based on your gender, your sexual orientation, your race, your class. Lots of obvious things to put you on the right or the left. And I like there's probably some good things about the right, so that I feel like they should point that out, but they should also be able to satirize it. And then same with the left.
Yeah, I guess they do allude to the right in the context of Didi being like, no, they're not gonna stand for you taxing them that high, because I know that with the right, taxes are a big thing, right?
Yeah, taxing the rich.
Yeah. So I think they kind of bring it up in that sense. They probably will have a lot more of the right in the third season.
Yes. Which, after some articles read, I think I read by Al Magazine, right? Yes. Yeah. Or is it Al Magazine? I don't know. Al.com. Politician Season 3, if it does come out, it's going to take place a few years from now. Or not a few years from now. It's going to be shot a few years from now because they need Payton to be older. Because right now at the end of episode 7, season 2, Payton is 24 and Ben Platt is 26. So let's say they waited like 3 years, then he'd be 29. And then maybe he could look older. Maybe in season 3 he could like grow a beard or something. I don't know.
Oh gosh. No. I don't like that idea. Okay. That is kind of weird how they had like somebody in their late 20s playing the high schooler. That's fine. That's fine.
It makes sense
Not
now,
like it
though,
doesn't happen all the
obviously.
time. Yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time. The CW.
Yeah.
Like, at least they, like, use it to their advantage, where they, like, will have the same person play the same character over the spanning years. So,
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah, so
Mhm.
season 3 supposedly would take place, or be shot in a few years and probably take place at least 4 years from the end of season 2, because Georgina is about to become president and she's only going to run
Yeah.
one term, which I find interesting.
Georgina.
I feel like Georgina, I got some theories about her. I think she's also
Yeah.
polyamorous because
Probably. Oh yeah, no, she's definitely also. What? With that
but
conversation with Dee Dee?
like she never like says that she's polyamorous, but she says that it could be
She's
interesting. Like,
exploring.
yeah. I find it very interesting that she somehow gets bored with everything, but she somehow is still like
Oh yeah.
so happy and joyful. She's bored with politics, she's bored with love, she's bored with life, but she's still like, let's smile. Like, I don't know, like maybe Georgina
She's
needs
an
some
interesting
therapy.
character.
Yeah, like maybe they should spend more time on like Georgina finding herself. That actually could be interesting, having a plot line of a woman who, is older. It could kind of be like oh my god, what is that show? Gilmore Girls? It could kind of be like that mother's plot line where she kind of like figures herself out. Obviously, these two characters are different. I haven't watched Gilmore Girls, so this is probably gonna be a very bad comparison. But from what I know, the mom in the show is like the maturity level of a 16-year-old, and then she kind of
Yeah.
matures throughout the show. I feel like for
Well, I mean,
Georgina, it should be like kind of her, because obviously I think she's at the mental, emotional, whatever age that like she is. I just feel like it's maybe kind of like at
too happy for her age. Oh gosh.
she's like kind of like with her finding meaning in life, she's kind of like 16 to 18. Like, where all kids are like, what do I want to do with my life? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, that's her, because like I feel like she's kind of just trying out as many things as she can to figure out what she actually does like, because literally after she goes to do like, where she went somewhere on a boat or something, she leaves that because she's bored, so she goes to climate change
Yeah.
and then goes into politics and then gets bored.
I'm thinking maybe she's a Sagittarius
A
because
Sagittarius.
I'm a Sagittarius, but usually they get bored. I don't know why I'm giving horoscopes to all the characters. I called William a Leo, because he is definitely a Leo. But I'm thinking now that Georgina's probably a Sagittarius because of her like constant want for change and like fluidity of life. Like
September 27th. What is that?
September 27th? Oh, that's like a Scorpio, I think. I
Okay,
think.
well, that is Gwyneth Paltrow's
Oh, interesting.
uh date of birth.
Scorpios and
Wait.
Sagittarius are kind of similar.
No, she's a Libra.
Oh, a Libra. What the? Okay, that. You know what? I'm gonna stop with horoscopes now because now I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
should shop it because, you know what? At this point, it could all just be bullshit.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Oh no.
I feel, yeah, like, obviously I feel like I could have so many theories. Also,
Mhm.
not really a theory, but more of a question. Who's McAfee's husband?
Oh yeah, fiance.
Explain. Explain yourself. Also, why isn't James dated anyone?
He's well, okay.
Like, he dated
The
Alice
way
and then
that
he
he
did some
asked,
Alice look-alike. It was
the
weird.
the way that he I think was it McAfee who was like hooking up with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way that James acted, like, oh, how is it? I feel like he's definitely, well, obviously he's been with people because of the thing with Alice, but like,
You
yeah,
think
they
he
don't
likes
talk
men?
about it really.
Wait,
I kind of doubt he likes men. Like, I mean, sure, the actor is queer, but like, I don't think that he is.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like there could be, yeah, as I keep saying, for every single character because it feels like they're the main characters, but they're also the sideline characters to
Mm-hmm.
Peyton's story, which is very
Yeah.
interesting. Personally, for me, like, that's probably one of the things I really don't like about the show.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if we're gonna get into like what we really do like, really don't like, that's what I don't like because it's like, yes, there are shows that only have one plot line and you just follow a singular character. And yes, that's okay because some shows do just need to follow one character, for example, depending on what the show is. But it's just like it's giving incomplete storylines in a sense.
Yeah.
Like in season one, I think they did it way better, especially with Astrid's storyline of her trying to figure herself out, and then kind of falling into season two. I think that was okay, but it kind of feels like it dropped off in season two, like where she does run away with uh Payne's child. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be a very interesting thing to see in season three, if she does even come back for season three. But
Uh,
like I
yeah.
like that because there was that, but there was also like you
You know
make all
what?
these main characters. Maybe they're not main characters. Maybe they're just side characters that appear in every single episode. But
I
like,
think that maybe they did this to
mhm,
emphasize the fact that even they themselves feel like they are side characters because they definitely feel
that
like
could,
side characters
yeah, that
to
could actually
Peyton's
be
story.
interesting.
I mean, they even say it
Honestly,
themselves. I mean, most of them, like, I guess we're all living for Peyton.
honestly, you might be right. Maybe the show is way deeper than I have originally intended. Like, keep digging and seeing more layers of very interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like yeah, like as you said, they do kind of comment on it. Maybe there should be more commenting on it. I feel like that,
Yeah.
or or maybe someone should actually bring it up to Peyton because Alice brings it up once,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that then leaves him, breaks Peyton's heart. It's like, oh, I'm sad boy, and then she comes back and she's like, I love you. Like,
Yeah.
mm,
I
you
guess
loved Thad.
they're kind of like all attached to him, like
Hmm.
almost. Because I don't think they can see themselves ever leaving him. Um, that's kind of interesting how they're just gonna follow him to the White House as he's a vice president, right?
Hmm.
Because like usually the vice president doesn't bring in people, right?
Well, yeah, I don't think so. But like, obviously, Dee Dee would probably be like, yes, bring all your friends.
Yes, bring all your friends. We'll have a party. Oh
Pretty
my
much, yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I mean, like, she could give up her. I mean, I don't know how cabinets work, but maybe they could become part of the cabinet because, like, Dee Dee's like, oh, I don't really have anybody. Your friends could be there.
Yeah, she
Oh
has
gosh.
Hadassah, but that's all. Like, that's her only
Yeah.
strategy. Hadassah is a strategist, a planner. Like, she's literally like she's James, McAfee, Sky, Alice, and Astrid wrapped into one, pretty much.
Yeah, true. And then,
Which,
yeah. Yeah, I
sorry,
think with
you were
all
gonna
of
say something?
this,
Yeah.
I was gonna just say, like, because she is so, like, she's drama, so maybe like that could be it where it's like all of these characters in one, so it's like I guess her mind's kind of racing almost because of how, I don't
Hmm.
know, crazy she is, but
Yeah.
she's not crazy, she just
She's just
is crazy.
stressed.
Yeah, she's
She's
stressed
obviously very
and
stressed.
enthusiastic.
Yeah, because obviously even people that she hires are not helpful, like Sherry, for example, who I find is just
Why
comedic
would they
relief.
keep her? Yeah, I guess, yeah, for comedy's sake, but like
Yeah.
they themselves hiring her.
Hmm.
I guess to draw out annoying people. They're like, you know what,
True.
I don't even want to deal with this place. I'm just gonna leave. They're like, yay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sherry.
Hmm. And I think like Andrew's kind of like the flip of Sherry as well. So it's
Yeah.
like Dee, Payton are like two sides of the same coin, it seems. And then same with Hadassah and then James McAfee, Astrid, Alice, and Sky. I feel like there could be so much looked into that, which is something that I didn't know as while I was watching the show, because obviously you're supposed to draw comparisons between the two because, you know, they're running to see who's better. So
Yeah.
that's something that I really did like. But
Mhm.
again, as a satirical show, I feel like they should draw more awareness because obviously these characters are so blunt already, which we talked about in our last podcast, how they'll literally just say what's on their mind, no matter how weird or mean or just completely insane it is, they'll
Yeah.
just say it. So like, I don't know. Personally, that's my opinion. Like, with all that said though, I would still recommend the show, especially season 2, because I think
Yeah.
season 1 was like quite dramatic, but just the trailer of season 2, the drama of it all, like,
Yeah. There's
whoa.
just so much drama. I
Hmm.
actually did
Like,
recommend it to somebody like last night.
um, that that's
And
good.
I'm like, you should watch it. There's so much drama.
Hmm. I
It'll
actually,
entertain you.
yeah, I actually recommended it to my mom. She's like, yeah, I'll get on that. Oh my god, wait, I forgot to say this the whole time. So, season 1 was written to be TV-14, but they got TVMA because they said the F slur and the F word each one time.
They
So
said the F
season,
slur? You know what? Never mind.
yeah, they
We,
did.
we don't have to talk about it.
They were like, I'll just give a quick recap. When River comes over, and then Payne's like, Astra in second grade called me F slur. I'm not even gay.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
So then they said the F word. I really liked in season 2 how they leaned into just, okay, we're TVMA. Everyone get ready to say the F word. And then
Oh
just
yeah.
F
They're like,
bombs
sure.
everywhere. So I was really happy about that. But anyways, yeah, like that was like probably the more drama because yes, swearing
Mhm.
can accentuate drama, which I think is very good, and I think they used it very well in their writing. Obviously, I think Ryan Murphy is probably not probably. He is a very 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 great writer. He knows how to write. He knows how to be funny.
Oh yeah,
So
that's what I was thinking. That he is kind of a good writer because I was thinking
kind
about
of
how
a
this.
good writer. Did
Okay,
you just say
I'm
kind of
sorry.
a?
He's a good writer.
How
Yes.
dare? How dare you?
I'm sorry for not emphasizing good writer.
You dissed the
Oh gosh.
king.
No, I didn't diss the king. I said he's a good writer. I just put an accidental word in front of it.
Hmm.
um so because I was thinking how this show is kind of like it could be putting too much political points in. But then I'm
Hmm.
like, well, then there's Good Trouble, which literally like their comment section is always like on Instagram. I stopped following them. I stopped watching the show, but um their comment section was always like, why do you keep bringing in so many politics? Like, you were a good show and then you just had to do this. And like I feel like Ryan Murphy managed to put a lot of political points in here without like making people annoyed, which is nice and
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I feel like compared to the show Good Trouble, because yeah, same here. I did agree that they did bring in a lot of political points. But the difference between these two is that when they bring in the political points for the politician, they put it in a comedic spin,
Mm, yeah.
which I think is like the best way to get politics across. Because they were talking about young people and how young people don't like politics, but obviously young people like comedy. Everyone likes comedy, and I
Yeah.
think if you can
True.
package and make politics in a very palatable comedic sense, it's very good. And that, yeah, is another reason why I recommend it. I recommend it to
Mhm.
my friends. I am obviously a TV show connoisseur, so I
Honestly.
know the great shows. But
I know
like, I'm
great
like,
shows.
guys, you gotta watch the show. It's literally insane, off the walls, hilarious. It's like,
Off the walls.
yeah,
That's a bit much. I
uh,
wasn't bouncing off the wall.
it's it's like another show, also created by Ryan Murphy, Scream Queens, but just politics instead of
Politics.
college. So yeah.
Mhm. I was just looking at how long each episode is, and there's the first one, 50 minutes. The fifth one, 28 minutes. You know what? I don't really need to talk about it, but like I
Of
don't
season 1 or season 2?
season 2 that is.
Looking at the format, it's probably going to be the same thing in season 3. It's going to be episode 5 is going to be the voters or whatever. Maybe then. Ooh, here's
Oh
another theory.
yeah.
Maybe it could be like somewhere very conservative,
Oh yeah.
and it could be like a very conservative mother, possibly, because this is what they did in this one. Very conservative
Mhm.
mother, and then like a super liberal daughter. Maybe she's like
Oh, one
she's
of those
like
like
all the stereotypes of like a social justice warrior. She's got like
yeah.
blue hair, and she's wearing like all
Or
these
even like
pins,
punk.
something like that, which is could be something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. So yeah, we have
So sorry, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say we have such an exciting thing that's gonna be happening.
Would you like to
Uh,
say what the exciting thing
oh
is?
yes. We are gonna review a movie on Saturday. It's
Woot
The
woot.
Lovebirds. So now we're gonna be reviewing 2 things each week.
Mhm.
Yay!
Just so everyone's clear, movies on Saturdays, shows on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
So that's all for this week's podcast. I'm your co-host Ryan,
And I'm your other host, Addison.
and we'll see you this Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.